What's up, guys? Welcome to another beautiful day here in Hawaii. I wanted to make a video today and talk about some Swiss Army knives. And part of the reason for that, I am finally getting around to picking the winner here today for this brand new Victorinox Tinker. And this is based on everyone who left the number 6 in the comments for my auction video a little while back. I realize it was a little while ago, but I'm kind of permanently on Hawaiian time out here, which is just a fancy way of saying I'm kind of a procrastinator sometimes. But today I want to go ahead and choose the winner for this guy. So I will use the YouTube random comment picker, which makes life so easy. I already went over and copied the URL, so let's paste it in here. Get the comments, and you can see there were 56 comments. That includes everybody. If you spelled it out or wrote the number 6, everybody gets a shot. So let's go ahead and choose the winner here. Congratulations, Jesse B. Way to go, man. Full load for sure. Coffee next week at 6. And yes, guaranteed. Jesse is an awesome dude. Great guy in the knife community. He makes some awesome handmade lanyard beads and stuff. Just a really cool guy, and he's actually here on Oahu, which is great. So no shipping involved, but congratulations, Jesse B. You are the winner for this brand new Victorinox Tinker. So I will contact you, and thankfully no shipping involved on this one, which is pretty awesome. So Jesse, congratulations on your new Victorinox. So the rest of them that I wanted to show you guys here today, you can see I have quite a few of them, and some of these are ones that I got in that auction. Some are ones that I've had for a long time, and just in general, Swiss Army knives are pretty iconic. I'm fairly certain everyone watching this is familiar with them. I don't think I'm really going to tell you too much today that you haven't seen, but maybe show you some of the ones that I have, and maybe something that you have never seen before. So starting from largest, and I'll go down to smallest, I guess. Swiss Army knives obviously are based on the metric system, so they go in metric sizes starting, I think 111 millimeters is the largest, maybe a little bit bigger than that, and then they go down to 91 millimeter, 84 millimeter, 74 millimeter, and I think 57 millimeter. Any of you hardcore Swiss Army guys, feel free to correct me in the comments on anything I say here. I am not the most knowledgeable on these. However, there's a page on the internet called SAK Wiki, which is just an awesome Wikipedia of all things Swiss Army knives. So you can really go in and find exactly what model you're looking at. They have all the discontinued models. It really is the encyclopedia of Swiss Army knives. So I've looked a few of these up just to find out what they are at different times, and again, I don't remember exactly which one is which, so don't hold me to any bad information here today. I'm going to try and talk in general as much as possible, but I have a lot to show you guys. So we'll start with the biggest one here. This is actually a Wenger model, and you can see next to the 111 Swiss Army knife, this one's a little bit bigger, so this one might be like a 115 or something. I would have to look this one up. I don't remember what this one was, but kind of a cool one. This is actually a locking liner lock on the blade. So it's got this really nice large clip point blade to it here, and it's got a slide lock. You can see the slide operates the liner lock. So it is, you know, kind of nice to have a locking blade on your big heavy duty Swiss Army knife, and this is definitely one of the biggest ones that you can get. They have some wider versions of these big large ones, but you know, if you're looking for a big full-size knife and you really wanted to have a Swiss Army knife, these large models are definitely going to be the way to go. This one has some pretty cool tools. Most notably is this pair of pliers in here, which I think is really cool. This is actually an adjustable jaw set of pliers, so you can open it up for the large jaw. And I apologize, this guy's a little sticky. So large jaw, or close it down for the smaller jaw, which I thought was neat on a Swiss Army knife. This one also has a nice large wood saw to it, and then your standard assortment of bottle openers, can openers. It's got a Phillips screwdriver, corkscrew, and then your awl with the sewing eye. So I'm not going to go through all the features in every single one of these, but some of them I think are neat, so I'll show you some of the different tools. This is also one of the, I think this again is the 111 millimeter Hunter maybe, but this is a Victorinox. This one is also a locking main blade. You can see the locking system's a little different on this though. If you can see in there, it's not a liner lock, but it's basically a catch inside. So there's a stop pin that slides up and down that catches the blade, and this one locks in place, which I thought was kind of cool. And then some of the other tools on this one, it does have the same wood saw, the nice offset teeth. So these are very aggressive saws if you need to, you know, cut some notches for doing lashing or whatever. This saw is pretty handy for that. And then also has this gut hook type serrated blade, and also has a bottle opener. I'm sure if you're hunting you definitely need a bottle opener. And also the sewing awl, the eye, so you can stitch stuff, and you know, pretty nice large size Victorinox. So those are the two big ones that I have. And then moving down, these I believe are the 91 millimeters, and you can see I have a couple different sizes. This is a 2-layer and a 3-layer, so a different tool setup. This actually is a Tinker, so this is going to be the same setup and tools as this guy here, exact same tools. So you can see on the package, this guy has main blade, small blade, can opener, bottle opener, and then Phillips screwdriver instead of the wine bottle opener, which I always liked a lot better. I'm not a wine drinker, so a wine bottle opener just never appealed to me on a Swiss Army knife personally. And then also has the awl with the sewing eye. So the Tinker I always thought was one of the handiest to have around for me personally. It's not real fat in the pocket, has a nice selection of tools. This is actually an advertising model. This one did come out of the auction, so this is advertising for Siemens Company. And then this one again is pretty much the same thing as the Tinker, with the exception of the nice wood saw included on this one also. Pretty much exact same tools as the Tinker with the wood saw. And then moving down the line here, some of these guys, the 84 millimeter I think are some of the, I'm sorry. Yeah, these are the 84s. So 84 millimeter. There's some interesting ones in here. I have some of these 84 millimeter ALOX versions, and this one is very thin. This is a really, really slim little ALOX, just a main blade, and then the small blade. So it's really just 2 tools, 3 pins. Very nice, slim little knife to slip in your pocket. And then this guy actually came out of that auction lot too, and surprisingly enough, when I looked this one up, this is a discontinued model. This one was I think discontinued in 1986, so this one's actually kind of a little bit older model. This is the 84 millimeter Voyager, and you can see the shield is even a little bit different. This one has the ribbed silver ALOX scales, and then it has a main blade, very nice large pair of scissors, and then your bottle opener. So pretty nice little ALOX version, and I do like these. They got a little bit thicker steel to them, just feels a little bit sturdier than the Silador handled model. So the ALOX are definitely a little bit heavier duty. And then some of the other ones I have in the 84 millimeter, this one I've actually had for a really long time. This is the electrician's version. It just has the large main blade, and then the sheep's foot electrician's blade with a little notch for stripping wires, toothpick and tweezers, which I actually lost the toothpick, so I just have 2 pairs of tweezers in there, and then the Phillips screwdriver. So nice single layer 84 millimeter electrician. And then a couple of the other ones, this is a similar setup to the Tinker, but there's no tools on the back side. And then this is an 84 millimeter Wenger version. So pretty much, again, all the same tools as the Tinker, but in the Wenger brand. And for anyone who is, you know, unsure of the difference at this point, they're now both owned by Victorinox. They ended up buying the Wenger company, so it really doesn't matter which brand you go with. They're all under the same ownership at this point. So Victorinox really has the monopoly on Swiss Army knives, except for all the junk, really, really cheap garbage ones that you get. Any of the nice models are pretty much owned by Victorinox at this point. So moving down, these are the 74 millimeters, and I have a couple of these that I thought were really cool, so I'll go ahead and start with this one. This is basically a Swiss Army Classic. You can see it's got the large blade, the little fingernail tool there, a little file for your fingernails and cuticle pusher, and then the scissors on the back. So this really is the same as any one of these little Swiss Army Classics. It's got the same tools, it's just a little bit larger version. Toothpick and tweezer for the accessories. It is same tools, just a little bit bigger than the classic size. And then some of the other ones that I have in this configuration, this is probably one of my favorites as far as the unique tools that's on here. This one is same thing, it's got your large blade, small blade, but it also has this guy, which is an orange peeler. And then it also has a little flat screwdriver at the top. Now, I eat a lot of citrus fruit, so I thought that this is kind of a handy little tool to keep around. It's, you know, one of those things that I would like to have in my pocket if I was going to keep a Swiss Army knife in my pocket. So I do like this guy. And then on the back, you also have a nice large pair of scissors with this guy, and then a long fingernail tool with a file on the back. So pretty neat. And this is the same as this. And then the last one I have of this is same thing. This is just scissors, large blade, small blade, or I'm sorry, not small blade. This is another fingernail tool, but this one also has a clip on the back. This is their money clip version, or I guess also it could be a pocket clip if you wanted to use it for that, but this was actually designed as a money clip. And then moving down to the smaller classic size, I do have a couple of the classics in the Wenger brand and some in the Victorinox brand. And I'm not going to sit here and open them all. Some of them are identical tools and everything, but a couple of them I thought were pretty neat. This is one that I've actually had for about 10 years now. This has been on my keys forever. And this is the regular standard classic, regular pen blade, the fingernail tool, and the scissors, and then toothpick and tweezers. Just, you know, the classic is so handy to have around. I always have one on my keys. It's just one of those things I always keep around because it just comes in handy sometimes. But then some of the other versions of the classic, this is one that I actually found in that auction lot. This is the same tools as the classic, but then you can see this one scale is a little bit fatter here. If I can focus. And this scale side is fatter because this is a little battery tray here, and then it has a little red LED light bulb, and the shield is actually the button, which I thought was pretty cool. They do make some different versions of the classic. There's a couple other ones that I want to get. Actually, the Mini Champ is really cool. It's the same size to go on your keychain, but it just has a lot of tools packed into it. So the Mini Champ is definitely one of the ones that I am looking to get at some point. I really like some of the other additions that they put in it. Some of them have a little pen that'll slide out here. Other ones have a flashlight rather than just this LED bulb for trying to find your access to put your keys in or whatever. But you know, some of the things that they can pack into a little 57 millimeter package are just impressive. And then obviously some of these guys, you can see these are some of the advertising models, and pretty much the only difference with the advertising model and the regular model is that the shield is on the opposite side, and then whatever company or business they're trying to promote, they put on the other scale side here. So you can see identical, but if you ever want to have your company logo branded, Swiss Army knives are a great way to do that. They make cool gifts, and you can, I mean, literally they'll put whatever you want on the back here. So these are a couple of ones that I have, and obviously even some of the pharmaceutical companies will promote themselves. But I also have some of the classic size in the Wenger version, and until I actually got that auction lot of stuff, I really wasn't too familiar with Wenger brand. I had always gotten Victorinox stuff, but you know, I always thought Wenger was kind of the cheap version, and I was a little bit surprised when I started to go through some of these and realized that not only are they built the same as the Victorinox to the same quality standard, I mean, they really all function nice, fit and finish is nice. I'm starting to learn some stuff about traditional knives, so I guess the walk and talk is just as good as the Victorinox, if you like my professional knife reviewer speak there. But you know, I was pretty impressed with some of their stuff, and especially additions that I thought were actually nicer than the Victorinox. Their scissors on the classic version are by far nicer in design. And you can see here, these are Victorinox. They just have this little thin piece of spring steel to open and close. This one actually has a little integrated spring here, and they just feel a lot more heavy duty. This little spring steel insert will bend and pop out of place and whatnot. They sell replacements, but you know, it's just not the sturdiest thing. This one feels a lot more durable, and you can, I don't know if you can catch that on camera here, but the jaws of these scissors, let's see if I can focus it here. The jaws on these scissors actually have a very slight serration to them, so these cut a little bit better than regular Victorinox scissors. So I thought that was pretty neat, and really this was the first one that kind of changed my mind about their quality a little bit, and now realizing that they're all owned by Victorinox, I don't know if that's going to make a difference or not. Some Swiss Army guys can tell me, I'm sure, but you know, just kind of neat to see the difference between them both and get my hands on some of these guys. So, but that's pretty much what I got. Unless you're kind of wondering what this is going on in the corner, and I guess I'll take a second to explain what I'm thinking here. I just recently reached the 500 subscriber mark here on YouTube, so I've been thinking about what to do to say thanks to you guys, and I was going to do a little giveaway, and was trying to come up with ideas of what I wanted to give away, and this came to mind. So this is a project that I'm working on, so you're going to have to stay tuned for this, but based on what's going on here, I'm sure you can kind of gather what I'm thinking, and it's going to take some work. I haven't gotten completed on it yet, but it's coming, so stay tuned. I will be back with this project as soon as I get it a little bit farther along here. Once I get it finished up, you'll see what I'm thinking here. But those are the knives that I have to share today. I hope you guys are not bored to tears with Swiss Army knives at this point, but I have quite a few of them. So that being said, I actually am going to be doing a pretty big knife sale here. I need to get rid of some of the stuff that I have. I'm not really a knife collector per se, so I like to pass things on to other people who might be able to use it, and I'm not one to just leave stuff sit in a drawer and never be used. So I will be posting a lot of this stuff up for sale coming up soon. I don't know if I'm going to just post up some pictures on my Instagram or whatnot, but if there's any here that you really like and are interested in, you can always feel free to reach out, shoot me an email. Most of the stuff that I show on my channel, I do turn around and sell at some point. There are a few that I hang on to forever, but you know, in general, I like to check out knives. I like to see what they're all about, see how they work, see how they feel, and a lot of times I'll just pass them on to the next person, try and make somebody else happy with it, and find a good home for it after I'm done checking it out. So obviously I can't carry 20, 30 Swiss Army knives, but you know, if there's one here that you're interested in, certainly reach out and let me know. But that's my long-winded video for today. Congratulations again to Jesse B on this Tinker, and yeah, I will see you guys at the next video. Thanks for watching.